We devised the Leadership Spears program because when we saw the Women for OSU grant opportunity, we thought there is no conversation right now about women in business at Spears. And so we devised Leadership Spears as a cohort-based program so that a select group of female students would be poured into with additional resources, training, so that not only do they walk away with the fundamentals of business, they walk away with polish, professional savvy, and a network of like-minded others.
This is it. This is our chance to make an impact for these women, for an impact for Spears to really dig in and provide this culture that doesn't currently exist for these women. After they complete it, they're eligible to receive a scholarship for completing the program.
Thank you to the Women for OSU. This is going to provide such a rich opportunity for women at Spears, and to the 10 recipients of our scholarships, I know they're going to be over the moon.
We can't wait. We're so appreciative. Thank you so much.
The crux of this project focuses on the intersection of higher education and well-being. Higher education can affect well-being through the actual four-year degree, through the connections that you develop, and these things can affect social inclusion. And social inclusion is a really broad concept, but I'm going to narrow in on employment. If you are underemployed, you may experience poverty, you may lack health care, and you may also experience housing instability. Students with disabilities face barriers to inclusion and accommodation in the classroom and on campus. And in experiencing those barriers, they have a higher risk of experiencing those collateral consequences. What we're going to do is we're going to create a tool. It's going to increase awareness of the barriers and also increase awareness of accommodations that can be used to minimize those barriers. We are also going to focus on increasing acceptance of using those accommodations that we know are beneficial, and we are super grateful to the Women for OSU for providing us with the funds to create a tool to improve access and accommodation and inclusion on campus for students with disabilities.
At the OSU OKC campus, one of our main missions is to remove barriers for access to education. In the metro area, there are a lot of low-income schools who have trouble with transportation, so therefore they may be limited in their experiences in being able to set foot on a college campus. And the goal of this grant is to provide them with those hands-on activities and career exploration. We line up a variety of faculty from different majors that we offer on campus, and we invite the schools to come study that particular career area. So some popular ones are obviously nursing, cardiovascular sonography, veterinary technology, police science, fire, the paramedicine degrees. This grant gives us the opportunity to reach out to students to start seeing themselves as being capable of going to college and putting themselves in those careers that they never thought they would ever be able to do because they didn't have money to go to college. It is such an honor to be selected to receive the funding from Women for OSU for this grant. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
I'm in the School of Marketing and International Business, and part of that program is really teaching our students how to use information that's already out in the world. Oklahoma had traditionally focused on our drug trafficking issues with our corridors, but human trafficking is just as bad and is growing every day. One of the things that this project does is take large amounts of online ad data and puts it into a single database. It has a search algorithm that goes through it and really gets it down to how likely is this person that law enforcement is having an interaction with to be related to human trafficking or sex trafficking specifically. We really would like to thank the Women for OSU for this Partnering to Impact grant, because this has been an unfunded project since 2017. It's all been volunteer student time, volunteer faculty time, and I expect to do a lot more now that we have some funds behind it.
In 2019, OSU began hosting the National American Indian Science and Engineering Fair, and it's an amazing opportunity for recruitment and retention of our STEM-interested Native American students across the country.
You don't see a lot of natives in STEM fields, and so not only does it bring them to our campus and allow them to make connections here, hopefully it'll bring them to the OSU campus as a student.
Part of the funding will be used to add a cultural event to NASEF. So what we know is that Native American success in STEM depends on preserving and enhancing their cultural identity along the way. So the funding for this grant will allow us to have a cultural event at the fair, which is an important part.
I want to thank Women for OSU. As a Native American, this gives me the opportunity to work with Native American students, which is where my passion lies.
Cynthia and I were graduate students working on this issue of Native American participation in STEM 10 years ago, and so it's really important to us. We're very thankful for this funding, and it's just one of many steps we hope to do to advance participation in the pipeline by Native American students.
Opportunity Orange Scholars is really a natural extension of the work that Jennifer and I have already been doing in the Institute for Developmental Disabilities, where our mission is to learn from and work alongside individuals with disabilities and their families.
The planning for a post-secondary education program here at OSU has been a long time in the making and is absolutely key to our mission as a land-grant university.
So students in this new academic program will live, learn, work, and play here on the Stillwater campus, all while earning a 2-year certificate in career and community studies, and really helping individuals advance the knowledge and skills that are necessary for meaningful employment and a healthy life. So the support of Women for OSU funding is going to be used to support one graduate assistant who will help us develop and implement the individualized supports that will aid our Opportunity Orange Scholars to really fully engage on all aspects of a campus life.
Your funding support is helping us realize our dream for a more diverse and inclusive OSU.